Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. One of the things that I love to talk about is mindfulness, and particularly when it comes to eating. And so I talk a lot with folks about mindful eating. And so I was pretty excited recently when I came across an article in WebMD that was titled How to Practice Mindful Eating. And it starts out with, has this ever happened to you? There's a plate of cookies on your coworker's desk. Before you know it, you're munching on one or two. Your son didn't finish his PB&J. You take a few bites before throwing it away. You're watching TV with a bag of chips. What? It's empty already? These are examples of mindless eating, and eating not because you're hungry, but because the food is there and you're not paying attention to what you're doing. You're not checking with your body's signals about how full you are or whether you're still enjoying the food. Mindless eating can lead to unhealthy weight gain. And a lot of folks that are here at Slender for Life here in my Seattle office here in the medical dental building, or over in Bainbridge Island in my office there, that's a huge issue for them, is this mindless eating and eating when they're not hungry. And the article goes on to say that mindful eating, on the other hand, means paying careful attention to what you're eating and your own reactions to it. That way you enjoy it more and overeat less. It's an approach to healthy eating that parents can easily model for their children. The examples you set, they will follow. And so it says, ask yourself these 5 questions to help you and your family eat more mindfully. First one is, why do I want to eat now? Before you take a bite, try to tune into what your body is telling you. Are you physically hungry? Or is this just another kind of hunger? Is it emotional hunger? Is it mental hunger? Are you stressed? Are you just bored? Or what's going on? Are you upset about something? Are you feeling unloved? Are you trying to create joy and happiness? What's going on here? Are you truly physically hungry? And one of the great ways of getting in touch with your body and really connecting to see if you're truly physically hungry is to simply put your hand or a couple fingers on your stomach and check in. And it's just a great way of reconnecting the brain with your stomach and being mindful, getting back into your body and going, wait a minute, I'm not hungry. I'm stressed, or I'm angry, I'm bored, I'm lonely, I'm whatever, but I'm not physically hungry. Or if you're truly physically hungry, then to make conscious choices, conscious decisions. That leads right into the second question. If you're truly physically hungry, what do I want to eat? Don't just grab the nearest food. Do you want something salty, something sweet, a particular snack, or a specific type of food? When people tune into that, we found that they're more satisfied and eat smaller amounts. Now, one of the things that I encourage people to do, and I had this conversation with somebody this morning, is if you have that salt craving or you have that sweet craving, drink a glass of water and wait 5 minutes. And one of the things that you may be surprised to notice is later on you'll realize that you forgot all about having that sweet craving or salty craving because the water satisfied you. What it really was you were dehydrated, your body was crying out, screaming out at you, saying, I want water, but somehow we translate that into salt or into sugar. So drink that glass of water, wait 5 minutes, and you'll probably forget all about it. Third question, how much am I enjoying this food right now? I don't know about you, but I've certainly over my lifetime stood there eating things that tasted nasty, and I went ahead eating it, talking about how nasty it was. In fact, I remember one time eating a store-bought cookie, and I was there in the kitchen. This was back when I weighed 110 pounds more than I do now. I was standing there talking with my son. We were eating these packaged cookies, and most of the conversation, as I ate about 4 or 5 of them, was these are really nasty cookies. Now, I had an experience the other day. I was actually at Costco, and they were handing out those tiny little bite-sized candy bars like you hand out at Halloween, and that's tomorrow, by the way. And I was handed one of those little Milky Way bars. And my first reaction was to throw it away, which I should have just stuck with that reaction. And I thought, you know, it's been years since I've tasted a Milky Way bar. And so I thought, okay, it's okay, I'm going to enjoy this Milky Way bar, or so I thought. And I unwrapped it, and this tiny little thing, and I bit into it, and all I could taste was the wax and the chemicals. You know, it's just artificially flavored chocolate, and artificially flavored sugar is what it is, really. And there's nothing real about it. There's no real sugar, or no real chocolate there. And you know, I just bit into it. It was just nasty. And thank goodness there was a napkin there, and I was able to spit it out into a napkin and throw it away. It was just gross. It was disgusting. Now, there would have been a time in my life where I would have circled back around and grabbed several of those bite-sized candy bars, probably complaining about them not tasting very good, but would have eaten a bunch of them. I didn't even eat that whole thing. I just got rid of it. And also pay attention to are you still, if you find a food that you enjoy, are you still enjoying it as you eat it? It takes about 20 minutes for your brain to get the message from your stomach that you're full. So if you eat in a hurry, you may be full before you know it. So you may discover as you're eating that you know, after a little bit, you're satisfied. You don't need to eat the whole thing of whatever it is you're eating. And our taste buds do tire very quickly, and so it can take 3 or 4 bites of something to satisfy you. And I know sometimes what I'll do in a coffee house, I'll go and get a cup of coffee, and if they have little cube size, you know, like the sugar cube size samples of their bakery breads, I may pick up one of those and bite into that, and that's really all it takes, is that one little bite. You get a taste of it, you know what it's like, and okay, I know what that's like, I'm done now, I'm satisfied. Number 4, how full am I? Now, I always talk about a scale of 0 to 10. 0 is I'm starving, 10 is I'm stuffed, satisfied where the gas pump shuts off is a 5 or 6. And so when you eat slowly, when you eat consciously, when you eat mindfully, when you're paying attention to are you hungry, have you eaten enough, it becomes very easy to stop eating at that 5 or 6 and feel totally satisfied. And number 5 is, why did I eat that or that much? If you go crazy eating ice cream and stuff yourself to a 9 instead of a 5 or 6, don't spend the next hour beating yourself up. Instead, just notice it and take the time to think about why. Be mindful. Part of mindful eating is learning from your mistakes. Take that knowledge and use it to help you for the next time. So, you've overeaten, and instead of getting out the whip and beating yourself up and what a horrible person you are, and fat slob and all this, whatever that negative chatter is, that negative self-talk that you may have, check in and just notice, wow, I really overate there. I ate way too much food. I don't feel good. I didn't need to eat that much. It wasn't that good. I could have quit a long time ago. And tuck that away so that the next time when you eat mindfully, you can hold that memory there, that lesson, that learning, and do it differently. You don't have to keep repeating the same old story over and over and over again. When you live mindfully, when you're being mindful, when you're in this moment, you have the opportunity to write a whole new story in this moment. And so each time you eat, make it a new story, make it a new moment, and do it differently. Eat consciously. Eat slowly. Be mindful about it. Stop eating when you reach that 5 or 6, and make sure that what you're eating is totally satisfying. Now, if there's any way I can support you in healthy eating and weight loss and your journey to health and wellness, please give me a call at 206-903-1232 or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com. And be sure and check out all the tools and all the resources here at slenderforlife.com and at Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. And this is Hypnosis Health Info.